What does the word Hanukkah mean?
The word Hanukkah means festival of lights.
What is a festival in a Jewish context?
A festival in a Jewish context is a holiday that exists primarily associated with singing the Psalms of Praise. In the case of Hanukkah, we sing Psalms of Praise, but we don't have rules about working or not. On Sukkot and Passover, there are secular days and non-secular days. But on Hanukkah, the days are all secular except for the Shabbat that falls within it.
What is the history of Hanukkah?
The story of Hanukkah is the history of freedom, patriotism, and divine intervention. During the history of the Temple of ancient Jerusalem, it had a tendency to be taken by foreign powers. In this case, it was the Greeks. The Greeks told the Jews to convert or die. Jewish people retreated to the mountains above Jerusalem that we now call Judea and Samaria. Jewish people are resilient. 5 heroes emerged. These brothers were called the Maccabees. They fought the Greeks and lit the menorah, the ancient symbol of the Jewish people. It's a guerrilla war. When they lit the menorah, the oil was only supposed to last for one night. Not only did it last for one night, it lasted for 8 nights when it was only supposed to last for one night. It boosted the morale, so Jewish people won under the leadership of Judah Maccabee. This is why we light the menorah. The work of the Maccabees was continued by the Sons of Liberty, and the disabled individuals which climbed up the steps of Capitol Hill in what's known as the Capitol Crawl to pass the Americans with Disabilities Act. Because nobody thought that disabled people could climb the steps of the Capitol, but they did. This is the lesson of Hanukkah.
How do we remember the story of Hanukkah?
There is a mnemonic phrase we use to remember the story of Hanukkah. Yesh Gadol Haya Sham. A great miracle happened there.
How do people who are visual learners, whose brains are wired to remember visuals, remember Hanukkah?
For people that absorb information visually, I recommend the dreidel for remembering. Through the first letters of the mnemonic phrase.
Does the mnemonic phrase change based on if you are in Jerusalem or in the diaspora?
Yes, the mnemonic phrase changes. A great miracle happened here. It would be the mnemonic phrase, but in Israel, a great miracle happened here. Whereas we say in the diaspora, a great miracle happened there. It would be Yesh Gadol Haya.
What is the ADA implication of different sized dreidels? Cool.
Okay. Now, to add more.
Oh, you got a new pack of dreidels. Cool.
I have 2 packs, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. As a blind person, I find the bigger dreidels to be easier to see. For somebody with cerebral palsy, what is the most accessible dreidel?
The size of the dreidel that is most accessible for somebody with cerebral palsy would depend on the type of CP someone has and how much fine motor impairment exists, as we are all individuals. but I generally find the larger dreidels to be easier to hold and spin because of my spasticity. Is there any way to accommodate sensory impairments with dreidels?
Yes. Typically, when it comes to dreidels, we there are many different materials. So for somebody who experiences a sensory processing impairment, for people with sensory impairments, it's important to look at the different types of dreidels and what they're made out of. Some are made of syrup. Some are made of silver, some are made of wood, and some are made of plastic. So you will find a texture that will compute with most brains.
So what is the difference between a Hanukkah menorah and the ones seen in synagogues?
Okay, this is a Hanukkah menorah. It has 9 candles. This is the shamus. And these are the candles. The shamash, or leader, is used to light the rest of them. Okay. A temple menorah only has 7 candles.
Cool. What does the word Maccabee mean?
The word Maccabee means hammer. It means hammer in Hebrew.
How was Jerusalem laid out back then?
Well, temple
Go
menorah that I saw
ahead.
myself in Israel one Shabbat when I was in Israel is a replica of what Judah lit. In the old city where I spent a lot of time, it is near the Western Wall, which is the last part of the temple that Judah gave his life for, along with his brothers.
How do we light the menorah?
We typically light the menorah from right to left. Yes. You light the menorah from right to left, and the shamus, you can light it is typically higher than the rest of the candles. Different menorahs are set up differently. You start by lighting the shamash, the helper candle. The word shamash means leader or helper. And then you use that to light the rest of them. No, first I light it. Now I'll make the blessings.
Is there any way to have accommodations to light a menorah?
As a blind person, it's not safe for me to handle flames, so I recommend electric menorahs. If you have seizures, be cautious. Some electric menorahs have flashing lights.
Also, I had a question about the menorah. You press the same button over and over again to light more than one, or are there different buttons down there? Oh, neat.
Yeah, button.
It's just one, and then yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is there one way a menorah is supposed to look?
No. Different communities have different traditions when it comes to menorahs. A lot of them are art pieces. Yeah, it really depends.
Yeah.
In Israel, people cut open potatoes if they run out of candles, or if they lost a piece of their menorah. Like all pieces of stick, it is an art piece. People have different preferences, and some menorahs are even made out of Legos.
That's true. My family once ran out of candles, so we made paper candles with paper flames and put those in the menorah. What are the blessings we say when we light the menorah?
Blessed are you, King of the universe. Blessed are you, ruler of the universe. Who is the new of who makes us holy with your commandments, commanding us to kindle the light of Hanukkah lights. Okay. Now the second one. How long I Okay, this one translates to, this is the second blessing, or bracha in Hebrew. Blessed are you, Adonai, ruler of the universe. Blessed are you, God Adonai, ruler of the universe, who performed wondrous deeds for our ancestors in those ancient days at this season. Okay, now there's a third blessing. So on the first night of Hanukkah, there is an additional blessing that we said, as we do at the start of all holidays. For the first time we do something this year. This is called, this blessing or bracha, we refer to it as the Shekianu. I think it's the greatest blessing, personally.
Cool.
Barakata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Yetzirah This one translates to, blessed are you, God Adonai, ruler of the universe, who has kept us alive, sustained us, and brought us to this season. Okay. So, in the game of dreidel, I have two dreidels here.
Uh-huh.
So, we have here two dreidels. Earlier in the video, I said that that there was 4 letters in the dreidel. And that the mnemonic phrase translated to a great miracle happened there. Yesh Gadol Hayasha. Okay. So, first, let's familiarize ourselves with the letters on the dreidel. So, all right, I'll do it based on the mnemonic.
Yeah. Oh, I see they're transliterated on the top of
Yeah, I
each
don't need
one on that one.
transliteration. Okay. All right. So yesh would be the nun. So the first is yesh,
Mm-hmm.
nun. That's the equivalent of the letter end in English.
Mm-hmm.
Shin, no. Yesh is nun.
Mm-hmm.
Gimel is Gimel is the equivalent of G in English. This is where we get the word gadol, great.
Mm.
Haya, which is hey, that's the equivalent of an H.
Neat.
And sham, which is the equivalent of, which is shin, but in English we would say it's SH.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the game of dreidel, each one of these letters, typically people play with gelt, but since this is a game of dreidel and I don't have it, I'm going to be using some guitar picks. Okay, so I have this thing of guitar picks here. So let's say I was playing with you, Margot.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 picks. Let's start out with 2 picks.
Okay.
Let's say that let's say there was 6 picks in the middle. Yeah. Let's say there are 6 picks in the middle. So you have 6 over here.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have 2. We both have 2, and there are 6 in the middle. Okay.
Okay.
So each letter corresponds to what happens with this pot. So none means nothing happens. You don't take, you don't receive. It's
Okay.
completely neutral. Nothing happens.
Okay.
Shin means you shell out, usually like 1 or 2
Okay.
of what you're playing with, but we'll say 1.
Okay.
Hey means, depending on how you play, you either get or give half.
Ah.
Gimel means you take O. For instance, hey, I always played where you give half. That's how we did it in my family. But for purposes of the video, let's say I took half.
Okay.
And then, Margot, you would spin.
Uh-huh.
That was a very good spin. You would spin, you got hay. So, half would be there.
Okay.
So you would get 2, because 2 is half 3. And then I would go, shit, I shell out 1. Then, and the goal of the game is to get the whole pot down to nothing.
Okay. I see.
Wins. Nothing happens, so it would go to me. Gimel. you win.
I see.
That's
Yeah. It's kind of like a big dice, and that's how you play it.
essentially, that's a good
Yeah.
map.
Yeah.
Sivivon, so, Hanukkah, Hato. Sivivon, so, Hanukkah, Hato. Yesh Gadol Hayasham, Yesh Gadol Hayasham, a great miracle happened there. Sivivon, so, Hanukkah, Uhato. Sivivon, so, Hanukkah, Uhato. Oh Hanukkah, light the menorah. Hanukkah, Yom Tov Hashenu. Hanukkah, light the menorah. Hanukkah, we'll all dance the hora. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of clay. When it's dry and ready, a dreidel I shall play. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of wheelchairs. When it's rolling and ready, a dreidel I shall play. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of white canes. When the marshmal's ready, a dreidel I shall play. A dreidel I shall play. I am ready, a dreidel I shall play. I have a little dreidel, I made it out of puzzle pieces. When the puzzle's complete, a dreidel I shall play. I have, oh Hanukkah, Yom Tov Hashenu. Hanukkah, let's all dance the hora. Hanukkah, let's light the menorah. Hanukkah, let's all dance the hora. Adonai Malach, Oceana. Adonai Malach, Oceana. Adonai Malach, Oceana. Adonai Malach, Oceana. Kili Olam Kasto. Yerushalayim, Kili Olam Kasto. Adonai Malach, Oceana. Adonai Malach, Oceana. Oh Hanukkah, light the menorah. We'll have a party, we'll all dance the hora. Hanukkah, light the menorah. We'll all have a party and dance the hora. Ma'or sor Yeshuati, Yivnei Beit Havikaro. Ma'or sor Yeshuati, Todah Nizar Abdeka. Ma'or sor Yeshuati, Yesan Todah Nizar Yivnei Beit Havikaro. Ma'or sor Yeshuati. Hanukkah, light the menorah. We'll have a party and dance the hora.
Dan, what is your final message of Hanukkah?
The essence of Hanukkah is a metaphor of internalized ableism. Just like the oil, disabled people are so often told they will never accomplish anything, like go to school or get a job. But like the menorah, we turn the light inside us into something stronger. We all have limitations, but we can rise above circumstances. This is why Hanukkah is the shot heard around the world, like the shot heard around the world from Lexington and Concord. This is why Hanukkah is the Jewish 4th of July. This is why Hanukkah is the story of freedom from the Sons of Liberty to the Maccabees. Do you have any parting words of what Hanukkah means?
I'm adopted, and I want other kids in orphanages or foster care to know that the light of Hanukkah reminds us that there is hope that your loving family will be adopting you soon. Yep.
Sivivon so Hanukkah Hatov. Sivivon so Hanukkah Hatov. Yesh Gadol Hayasham Yesh Gadol